Well, here it is, Saturday. Partly cloudy, partly sunny. But it's nice and bright either way. Happened to run across something on a video channel this morning. And it shows you sometimes what government, the long arm of the branch of the government can reach out and take advantage of somebody with good intentions. And in this instance here, they went after somebody that had a sanctuary, animal sanctuary. They have a farm, they have 300 animals on it, I guess, at this point. But the guy that started this sanctuary, and I don't know how long he's been there. Right now it's in New York, state of New York. He happened to have a pet raccoon and a pet squirrel. And the squirrel, kind of famous on YouTube. And he's had it for 7.5 years. And you know, when I was a kid, I had a pet squirrel. Seems like once they get used to you, they always come back. You know, I had wild animals from time to time. I lived next to a creek, and you know, you sometimes might be a baby bird that fell out of a nest, or you know, a small animal that got away from its mother, or whatever, for whatever reasons. Okay, and you'd bring it home and try to take care of it, and you know, you fall in love with it, and you know, it's hard to know that you're going to have to either turn them loose fairly quick so that once they're on their feet, so that they can get back into nature, or else, you know, they're attuned to you for the rest of their life. The squirrel, I suspect, would have been extremely unhappy if it had been turned loose back into the wild. It had been with this guy, like I say, for 7.5 years. The guy had a big heart. He, you know, he's dedicated his life to an animal sanctuary at this time. And you know, people that love animals, they love them no matter what. And right now he's putting in for the permits he needs, and maybe that was how they found out about his squirrel, raccoon. But they come out there with about a dozen people from the Department of Natural Resources. They set him down and wouldn't let him leave whatever room they had him in until they had searched his farm and his house. And they went through everything, and you know, of course, they got the squirrel and the raccoon. They confiscated him. I don't know if somebody turned him in or what. You know, it seems like when you're on the internet, you've got so many people that I don't know if they're jealous or what, but if they can find some way to aggravate you or do something to you, they do. They turn you in, they make your life miserable if they can. I don't know what kind of person does that, but they do. And then when the authorities come out and, you know, take over whatever it is that you were trying to do, and the world has changed. You know, I live next to the country, and you know, we loved all animals, and some of them we would go out and hunt the adult animals, and you know, they become our family dinner or what. But we never had any intention of that with the pets we had or turned loose. And I mean, we raised pollywogs into frogs, and you know, we learned to respect things, and we never, you know, when we went hunting and things like that, we respected the landowner by making sure we had permission, and we only took what we were going to eat for supper. We never shot things just to shoot them and leave them alive. We were taught different. And people that have animals, they understand, you know, wildlife. And I know that even one of my brothers, most of his life, you know, he loved animals right till the day he died. Uh, One of my brothers lived there in Florida. And I went last time I went to visit him. He had this hybrid, you know, it was a wolf mix in his garage. You would never know it was a mix. I mean, it looked pretty much like a wild wolf, but I didn't even know it was out there. And I was sitting there on the couch, and he went out there in the garage to get it so he could take it out. And he had a tall chain link fence around his place, and it was privacy on most of it as far as the chain link. He had stuff through the chain link. And there was a pool out there and stuff. It was pretty nice, but that wolf knew right where to go when he came out of the garage. And he stopped by me and gave me a look, but never said anything. Now, the whole time I was there, he had never whimpered or did anything. He was quiet. And he went right to the back door because he knew he was going to get to go out in the yard. You know, that was his favorite spot. And so as soon as he went out, he was happy, and the brother come back in. And man, I had never been actually that close to a wolf. You know, we didn't have them running around when I was young. So, but my brother was used to it. He had dealt with a lot of wildlife when he moved down there. You know, our whole family was raised around animals, and you know, both sides at one time or another were farmers, and moved from the farms for different reasons. But you know, I was raised right on the edge of the country there, just within eyesight, which was like a quarter of a mile or a little better maybe, on my great-grandfather's farm. But my grandmother, she was born and raised right there, and we were raised in her house there, right in the edge of town. When they built it, it was the last one on the edge. You know, you couldn't get any further or closer to the city limits, I guess, or country limits, whatever you want to call it. But I thought, what kind of person does that? Goes after a sanctuary over a squirrel and a raccoon. And the squirrel had been in that guy's hands for 7.5 years. Some of you may have already seen it. I mean, I think it's probably viral by now. Several stations have put it out there, but it just got under my skin. You know, my kids were raised around a lot of wild animals. They all loved exploring and fishing and water. I mean, my whole life I had my kids in the outdoors to show them what it was like. You know, I was given free rein, and my kids pretty much had free rein. We wanted to know where they were at, but we wanted to know that, you know, that it was safe as well. And we've always been near some body of water. Just, your wildlife is abundant around that. And, you know, nature is at its best around stuff like that. Everything comes there. And if you have the patience, you'll see everything that's in the area come there. And the last place we'd lived, well, in this one particular place, the country was in our backyard. You know, that was the city limits. And we always had. They'd have a raccoon for a little bit and get it up to where it would take off on its own. You know, they would, obviously they'd come back once in a while to grab a treat or something. You know, animals, creature of habits. I've just never understood why people are so jealous and can't understand that love country. You know, why would you do that to that person? I mean, they had this squirrel for 7.5 years. I mean, that thing meant it would be like a child for him. You know, we used to be able to, I mean, squirrels would come up to us and eat out of our hands wherever we lived. You know, before I moved here, the house that we had there, squirrels would come up and pat me on the back when I sat out on the porch to try to get a nut or something, because they were used to, of course, they were used to getting fed. You know, it's hard to explain. You know, animals can trust certain people. You know, my dad, animals would go up to him without too much problem. That one brother of mine that messed with the wildlife, he was licensed, you know, to handle different exotic animals, and I think he loved them all, you know, including snakes. When I went down there to see him, he had a boa, but before that, he had this pretty good sized python. Obviously, I told him it wouldn't be a day that I would sleep there with that thing roaming around. He wasn't there that last time I went down there. As a matter of fact, when I went down there, he was on hospice care, and, you know, like I said, till the day he died, he was fooling with wildlife. That was his life. And I don't know, it just hit me wrong. That's why I came in here. I'm not going to say any more today. I just, you know, just something that stuck in my craw, I guess. I do know that, you know, I know of a sanctuary where it's being somewhat attacked too. There's something wrong with people that do that attack other people, that give their life to make a life for wildlife. You know, all that stuff is part of our heritage. You know, the Lord put us here for dominion over wild animals, and when you understand certain ones, or they become part of your life. You know, like I said, I don't have any more to say. I have little use for people that would attack other people that have sanctuaries like that. It just sticks in my craw. But that's it for today. I'll put another one up another day, I guess. May the Lord bless you, and you have a great day out there, a great weekend.